Force is strong in my family.
Force is with you, young Skywalker.
Father has it.
But you are not a Jedi yet.
I have it.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Welcome
to Nerdville.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. You must be cautious.
Hello there, Star Wars fans. Welcome to another episode of Tier List Tuesday. Today we'll be covering lightsaber duelists. This includes how they use the Force in duels, how proficient they are with the Force, how proficient they are with their lightsaber, and what lightsaber form they're using. We also have a couple of non-Force users in the tier list, so we'll be including any weaponry they use, for instance, because they would definitely use that in the lightsaber duel. So the names of the tiers we're using today are all quotes. The highest tier is unlimited power. Then we have impressive, most impressive. Also, there's always a bigger fish. There is no try. I've got a bad feeling about this, and the garbage will do. If you don't know where that quote comes from, because it's the most, uncommon one, it's from The Force Awakens.
What the hell you say?
All right, so let's get into this. Turtles, you want to start us off?
Yeah, for sure. All right, so first one on the list is Mace Windu.
Mace Windu.
I mean, I think he has to go in unlimited power as, a fighter, just because, he kind of won against the title because he didn't get destroyed by unlimited power. So for me, that's the most logical one.
With what we have, and by the way, we're going with, canon characters who we've mostly seen in like TV shows and like animated series, movies, etc. No comics, no legends, stuff like that. Like we haven't read enough of that, and there'd be a lot more characters in this tier list, and we've also omitted a few characters as well. As for Mace, I kind of agree. Like there's not many characters on this tier list I think we can say for sure can really beat him. Like even as just if it wasn't for his cracked lightsaber form, which is Vapad, we have a video about that if you want to see it. Like even if it wasn't for that, like his skills as a lightsaber duelist are second to none in the Republic era, right? Like and yeah, he's just very impressive, right? Moving on, my favorite character.
Luke.
My favorite Star Wars character.
Unlimited power as well, I think.
I think it's a bit harder for me to say. He's very skilled duelist, and he's inherited the power from his dad, but I feel like we might bring him down a bit, like even in the sequels, which not a lot of people don't like. Like we did see he had really advanced Force abilities, like projecting himself light years away from where he was, as a Force vision, right? Can even interact with certain things. But yeah, I don't know. I think let's just put him in unlimited power for now. Sidious.
That one same. I don't know. This tier is starting strong.
Yeah,
it's a little bit. But. It's literally the tier is named after one of his quotes. So
he's just really impressive. Nigh, immortal. You can't get rid of him.
Put him in front of Windu. Put him in front of Windu though.
Yeah, insanely powerful force abilities. If it weren't for Windu's form Vapad, he would have a really rough time against Palpatine. He's mastered all 7 forms of lightsaber combat, and even though he's done that, he decides most of the time not to use a lightsaber because his Force abilities are enough, right?
Oh, for
Which
sure.
we saw in his fight against Yoda, right?
He's broken for sure.
Yeah. I think the nenext character.
And another one that goes over there, Yoda.
One.
Yeah, apparently Star Wars is just full of people that are just completely busted. Who knew?
No, I'd say it's a bit more balanced than in your typical shonen anime or something, but there are some characters that are above, we could say with quite amount of certainty that these characters would have a rough time against, that person, right? But Yoda, yeah, again, like Palpatine, mastered all 7 forms of lightsaber combat, extremely proficient with the Force, can block Force lightning with his bare hands. Size matters not, you know what I mean? Actually, I think it does matter. His size works to his advantage most of the time, Yeah, it's just, unlimited power. Maul, I'd say there's always a bigger fish. And I'd say this because I think that maybe it's because his legs got cut off, huh? Maybe that's why that I'm putting him there. But after, after he was defeated by Obi-Wan, I feel like he lost a lot of his, his
No,
power, I guess.
I think he's impressive, most impressive.
He got beaten by Ahsoka, who's strong, huh? But like, this is Teen Ahsoka. It's fine. Adult Teen Ahsoka, if you want to say that. That's why I put him below. Just because he got beaten by Ahsoka, like...
How injured was he?
Not injured at all. He fought her. He was resting on his throne before he fought her. Oh, you mean by Obi-Wan?
I mean, for me, he's impressive, most impressive. That's like, for me, that what defines that tier. He's just that. I mean, he's like, really strong. He has great force abilities. He can, like, he's shown he can fight multiple opponents, and he fought like a lot. Like, he fought Sidious, and it didn't die. Like, he was not like.
Well, he didn't die because Sidious wanted to torture him.
You know what? I love Maul too much, but you're right. Like, he has too many defeats on his resume.
We might move him up because, again, like in Star Wars, it isn't that clear cut. Doesn't mean that he got beaten by Ahsoka. That in like every fight that they'll fight, he gets beaten by Ahsoka. You know what I mean? Like, it was a pretty close match. Speaking of Teen Ahsoka, I'm not talking. This is not Ahsoka for me when she fought Maul when she left the Jedi Order. This is Jedi Padawan Ahsoka.
Yeah, for sure.
Commander Tano.
No, it's not. She's not on Maul's. No, she's not on Maul's.
Yeah, there is
level.
no try. There's no try.
There's no try for sure.
I think that's good enough. Anakin, impressive, most impressive. I think so.
My first
where he's at. This is Revenge of the Sith Anakin.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Is like my first instinct was like unlimited power because he's that busted, but the reality is that any of those above him would probably win consistently against him at that stage.
And he's very weak-willed too, so he's very susceptible to like people messing with him. You know, like he's got an inferiority complex that can make him angry, and you know, anger is good when you're a Sith, but not when you're not a full-fledged Sith. You know what I mean? You need to have, you know, a certain amount of control, right? Like Vader does, right? Later on.
Exactly. You need to know how to harness it and not let it consume you.
And I'd say that despite having a super high midichlorian count, like it doesn't mean it's not like a power level, right? In Dragon Ball Z, you know, it doesn't mean that you have a super high midichlorian count that you're winning fights. He's a very, very talented duelist, but I don't think he's reached the peak of the Force that, you know, Yoda end of sequels. No, I don't even think. I'm not even sure actually. Luke belongs in unlimited power. I think he belongs in impressive, most impressive. If we're talking about Luke post, you know, Return of the Jedi, maybe, right? Like during Mandalorian, but even then I'm not that sure. Like if it were the comics, he'd be like, there'd be another tier called Luke, you know, but this isn't the comics. We're talking about the canon, like what we've seen, right?
I could agree to that.
Maybe sequel Luke.
I could agree to that. Yeah, that he's still.
I think that they both belong here. They're both quite comparable. Maybe I think that Anakin has maybe even slighter edge. But yeah, I think they both belong side by side. I think, yeah.
I think it makes sense. I think putting it up there was probably a bit premature. For sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Ventress. There is no try for me. I think.
Oh, really? I'd argue a bit more for there's always a bigger fish.
No, I think like Maul is more impressive. Like he's just stronger than she is, and it's been clearly shown. Like she becomes basically a bounty hunter if you think about it. Eventually, after her fall from grace. So
yeah, I mean, she fights Anakin and Obi-Wan like 1v2 a lot of the time, and survives. Doesn't win, obviously, but survives. Like for me, that's not like it's she shouldn't be that far from Anakin. But
don't forget, Jedi don't go for the kill either. They're not trying to kill her either. So if she's on the defensive, and a lot of those times she's just trying to stall for time. She's not like actively trying to win. The goal is to just waste time so you can find an escape or the plan can get in motion. It's not about winning necessarily. She knows.
No, around. I think she's a bit above Ahsoka, like because again, she's still consistently like Teen Ahsoka.
I think so. She's on the same tier. I think if they fight each other, it's like sometimes she'll win, sometimes Ahsoka will win, and it's been shown throughout the show.
Okay, well, fair enough. I don't think Ahsoka's ever won against Ventress, but I don't either think that Ventress ever defeated Ahsoka outright. Someone will correct us in the comments if they watch.
For sure. All right.
I think this is the hardest one.
Dooku?
Yeah, because when we're talking about lightsaber duelists, like duels, like
I mean,
straight like lightsaber stuff, this is his speciality. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I'd
honestly,
say-
unlimited power, and I'm gonna give you the reason why. I think if you're going on a duel, which is a 1v1, Dooku has always been portrayed as one of the best ever. So I don't think it's. I think the reason Anakin won against him is more due to the story and probably more about
experience. He fought him like 5 times in the Clone Wars, at least 5 times.
It's true, and it's
In
a weird
1v1 sometimes
it's a
as
weird
well. So, like,
situation too.
At least
because,
3 1v1s I'm thinking about with Dooku right now.
Yeah,
Anakin had. So he's had some practice, and Anakin learns from his mistakes as a duelist. He's very smart like that.
but it's not only that. I think there's also the plan, like there's Palpatine is there, and it's just the whole situation is conducive to Anakin winning at that point. But I think Dooku is unlimited power.
Yeah, and he
tier.
uses Makashi. Like he like in terms of like pure duels. Like if you're not counting the Force, like I mean, obviously not like Force enhancements that they give themselves, right? Dooku is at the top. Like he's one of the best duelists.
Oh,
We
for
might
sure.
move him down, but like
No.
for now, I think this is very good for him.
No,
Well, we
no.
thought that for Luke, you know.
No, but for me, no, because it's like he's the essence of what a duelist is as well. So
And if you guys were wondering why we used a quote from the sequels, well, this is why. The garbage will do. Because we had Finn in this tier list because we started off with another tier list and added a few images and tiers. And this was in it, so we decided to keep it for fun. Yeah, no, Finn is garbage. I mean, he's okay with lightsaber, but I mean, against any of these characters, like even the Mandalorians, like he gets wrecked.
I
Gets wrecked.
mean, we made that tier for him.
Yeah.
All right, Grievous.
Grievous. There's a saying between always a bigger fish and there's no try.
I think
I
always
thought
a bigger
if we're
fish.
talking cartoon, like we're not talking about the cartoon guys, like actually, we maybe we should. I don't know if that's canon. I'm
No,
not
I
sure.
think there's always a bigger fish because he can't win against what's above, but
I think he gets
should.
beat by Maul too.
I think he would, but I think he has throughout the story and the fact that he's a Jedi killer and all that kind of stuff. It's like
In any case, from what I understand, Dooku and Palpatine created him to be a Jedi killer. In any case, and it's because he strikes fear in Jedi, so it like reduces their potential to wield the light side or whatever. But I think he's really good against people that are not that strong. No, but Grievous is strong, huh? It's just I'm not sure, like he did lose his 1v1 against Ventress, but again, he was built to fight Jedi, not necessarily. He's not gonna scare Ventress into submission. That's never gonna happen.
no,
right?
and what he was taught is not designed to deal with what a Sith would use. Like the way a Sith fights and the way a Jedi fights is completely different.
We've seen him fight Ahsoka like during that episode with the younglings, right? Like she was pretty intimidated by him. I don't think she lost. I don't think she won. I think she got away. Don't remember exactly. There's a lot of episodes in the Clone Wars. Impressed I remember that already. But like I remember her being quite intimidated by him.
He's defeated like so many Jedi Masters. You got to give him his props for that.
I don't think he's defeated Jedi Masters, but probably a lot of Jedi Knights.
And that's there's always a bigger fish, right?
Yeah. No, definitely. Vader, unlimited power.
I mean, is that even a question? Like,
it's not like if you were thinking like, oh well, Anakin's not injured and stuff. Yeah, but like Vader has way more control over his emotions. He's grown up. He's an adult. He's not a bratty teenager. He has like really powerful force abilities. Like he's really honed that.
and he has
ever
superhuman
since
strength.
he's been Anakin. Superhuman strength. He's a cyborg. He's weak to lightning, but I mean that applies to like 2 characters on this tier. Like he's absurdly powerful. Not as powerful as in the comics, and like most characters, but like Vader is insane. Like his dueling technique is incredible. His lightsaber form is probably, I'd say, the best dueling lightsaber form because he incorporates like the best of the best, like the defensive portion of like Obi-Wan Sarisu and Makashi's like precise strikes. Like it's really hard to deal with Vader. He's super defensive until he jumps on you with his superhuman strength, and you're just or his crazy force abilities.
Plus the force choke ability if you don't pay attention.
Yeah, it'll be easy for him to
lightsaber
to, like,
throw. One of the rare people that actually do it very effectively and use it as a real tool. So
no, he's insane. He belongs there for sure.
Alright,
above most of these characters actually.
All right, Barriss.
Maybe not Yoda. Barriss.
I've got a bad feeling about this. I think.
Really?
I
think she's comparable to Ahsoka. They fought.
Maybe we need to put
you know,
Ventress up in that
pretty
case.
even. Huh?
Maybe we need to put Ventress up in that case.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I could see it that way.
I mean, Ventress did beat Grievous, you know, and she's no slouch. She fights Anakin and Obi-Wan on the regular, like Kylo Ren, Ben Solo. Hard to say.
I think
He's pretty decent. There's always a bigger fish, I think.
I think I agree.
Like, if there was a pilot tier list, he'd be insanely high. But like skills with the lights, we've seen him fight off fodder mostly, and Rey, you know, like.
And the thing is, it's like I want to put him in. I want to put him in impressive, most impressive, but there's just not enough to justify it.
And again, very much like Anakin, he has these like anger, you know, bratty issues, you know, like he's less of an annoying character, right? But he has more. I think Anakin just has more feats, you know what I mean? It's hard to compare him to those two, to Luke and Anakin, right?
Exactly. I would say I think it's a good tier. I think with the people he's with, I think he's probably the strongest, or with the one with the most potential out of there, like the closest to impressive, most impressive at this stage.
I think so, yeah, probably. Out of all of them, probably, yeah. Kanan Jarrus, Caleb Doom, Caleb. When he loses his eyesight, he becomes so much more powerful. But I'm a huge Kanan fan. He's powerful with the Force, but I feel like Ezra did kind of outclass him at one point in the show, right? I'd say there's always a bigger fish.
That's what I'm thinking, but at the same time,
I'd put him in There Is No Try when he wasn't blinded. You know what I mean? He was okay. He beat the Grand Inquisitor, huh? Which is something, before he lost his eyes.
I mean, he does get stronger, like a lot, actually, being the teacher to Ezra. Like, I think that's a good spot for it.
Getting deeper with the Force too. When he lost his eyes, he has to learn to see in different ways, you know, like what's what the Bendu tells him or whatever. No, I think he's pretty good there. Again, if it was just like normal Kanan, not blinded Kanan, I think I'd put probably at the top of There's No Try.
For sure, but I think always a bigger fish is probably the right spot for him. All right.
Go ahead.
That's Obi-Wan next. Yeah, Obi-Wan. Impressive, most impressive. I think he has enough feats. Like his defensive, you know, way of fighting is just so good. Like he'll be able to. Like he's shown,
a great duelist for sure.
Like he can beat
the Force, very defensive, but you know, precise, right? Always looking for an opening.
And all the people below this, he wins consistently against. Let's be honest. Like he wins consistently versus Grievous. He wins consistently versus Maul. He wins consistently versus Ventress. And I think it would be the same for Kylo. Yeah. He would just eat him alive. With his taunting, Kylo could not. Like he would rattle.
I'd say
Kylo
Kanan and Obi-Wan are similar, but I think Obi-Wan is just more, you know, more wins, more, you know.
He's better. I think he's just better. He's a better fighter. He's
versatile too. Like he could switch forms if he needs to. Like
he's a real fighter.
Kanan is not all-around great Jedi. Like
Kanan is more like a street fighter. Like
like I'd say Anakin and Luke are stronger than him.
And he was on the council, you know like he's on the Jedi Council. Let's not forget that. Like Obi-Wan's
but there's a reason for that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
He beat Maul when Qui-Gon couldn't, and I mean he did it because he was smart and he like analyzed the fight, right? But still, like that goes to his strengths again. He's very, very smart, very good with a lightsaber, great Force usage, can beat characters who outclass him. You know, like he's really good. I'd say Qui-Gon goes below that. Has to.
Below.
I think he's below. He goes in. There's always a bigger fish. He says the quote too. It's perfect.
I would agree to that. I don't think we've seen enough from
with Maul and Grievous. You know, I think again, like I don't think he loses all the time against Maul. I don't think Maul had an easy time against Qui-Gon. You know.
No, I think they're similar strength. For sure.
But
from
he's
what
more
we've seen.
Force. You know, he's more of a diplomat than a combatant. I think Qui-Gon, more in tune with the Force and you know stuff like that, like a sage. You know.
Oh, for sure. All right, our next user, Savage.
Impressive, most impressive. Beast of physical strength, bro. Yeah, he fought Dooku and Ventress like combined. He fought Anakin and Obi-Wan combined, and it's pushed them away, like scared them off, I guess.
No, there's a bigger fish because I think his limitations in the Force will like he can't.
Oh,
Like even
sorry,
though
yeah, no.
he is
I was
impressive
thinking-
and he did
I think he's
impressive
not. Yeah, he's
things,
not
I
as
think there's
impressive
also
as Maul.
the surprise
Not as
effect.
impressive as Maul.
But it consists like over a drawn out fight, he will lose, right?
Yeah, no, because he's got a great. Like, I think it's comparable to Grievous in a way. More skilled because he knows how to use the Force and stuff. Like putting him in the same tier as Maul makes sense. Maul's he's got a bit of an edge, right? Because more experience, more knowledge about the dark side, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Ezra now.
Oof. Always a bigger fish, I think.
I think it's the same. Yeah, he hasn't. Maybe if they continue the Ahsoka TV show and then we get an older version of him, he'll be higher. But for now, I think from what we've seen, he's a really good fighter,
impressive, but not most impressive.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
There's bigger fish to fry. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Rey. I think the only thing you could say about Rey is impressive, most impressive. Like, I don't necessarily like how overpowered they made her, but they made her, you know, pretty overpowered. She's extremely intuitive with the lightsaber. She was able to fight a trained Kylo Ren, like injured, but you know, quite severely injured. But you know,
but
like,
she had
she's,
zero
like,
training, zero whatsoever.
Zero
like,
training. She just had great intuition, and that just proves it. Like she intuitively, like you know, knew how to fight. And after she was trained by, you know, not trained by Luke, she was trained by Leia. Leia also a very powerful Force user and probably lightsaber user. You know, she's trained by Luke. Luke's very proficient too.
By Yoda.
Yeah, I think impressive, most impressive. It's the only place you can't put her in. There's always a bigger fish. Because in reality,
no, she's
there's not much. I don't know if there's a bigger fish, right? Like in a.
There's only those guys up top, which is just experience based. Like I think Rey
I
has.
mean, even the guys in her tier, I think she'd have trouble. But like,
well, I think the thing with her is like, out of everybody, she could be like 30 in unlimited power. Like it's a lot like
she could,
Luke.
but we don't know. Like we know a lot about the guys in unlimited power enough to say, yeah, they have so much mastery over these things and these things.
I would say, if you look at the most impressive tier so far, there's 3 of them that could get there with time. And then one that's, you know, we know that the outcome doesn't lead to that, but we'll see it later. Yeah. So Grand Inquisitor, our next one. I mean,
I'm hesitating between there. It's always the same thing. There's always a bigger fish, and there's no try.
No, there's no try. I think there's no try.
Yeah, I think he gets beaten by most of the. The only one I'm hesitating, he might not be able to beat is Grievous, because again, he's a dark side user. It doesn't work on him. Grievous' tactic. He could do the helicopter thing, but I feel like the Grand Inquisitor should be, you know, at least not in there. Is no try. I think the Grand Inquisitor. You know?
No, I would agree to that, but I mean, he can't be higher than that for sure.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. Okay. So it's bigger fish then. Ben Kenobi.
I think it's the same as Obi-Wan.
It's just
impressive,
a bit higher,
most impressive.
Just a bit higher because more skilled.
He's stronger in some ways and weaker in others due to the age, right? So
I don't think he's necessarily that much.
He just kind of stays the same.
Probably, for me, anyways, he's more skilled. Like we saw how he dealt with Maul. I mean, Maul was like older too, but still, you know.
Kid Fisto. There's always a bigger fish. I mean,
I'd put him in. There's no try. He got one shot by Palpatine.
That is true.
Like, most awkward sword poke ever. Like, he just poked,
that is true. I mean, that's true. That he's not bathing
glory.
Put
the scene while I say the.
Yeah, he's not bathing glory. Let's be honest.
No.
With what he's shown. Yeah. Okay. You know what? That would be disrespectful to the others to put him there.
I think so. Yeah. Kid Fisto fans like, what are you talking about, bro?
There's no.
Pre-Vizsla. There's no try. I think, like, despite, you know, not having the Force, he's very skilled with weapons in general. He has a jetpack. He has rockets, flamethrower.
And Mandalorians are, you know, they're trained to deal with Force users too. So it's not that.
Yeah, they have Beskars. They can block lightsaber strikes. Like, and like, he's no slouch, huh? Like, I don't think like he's beating the Grand Inquisitor or Kanan or Ezra. You know, maybe. No, maybe not. Maybe Bo-Katan more, because Bo-Katan seemed extreme, like very skilled, especially with the darksaber. Okay, Sabine, I've got a bad feeling about this. I think
Yeah, she was
For now.
pretty bad. She was pretty bad. Like, let's be
I think
honest.
she's okay. Oh, she's okay with the lightsaber. She's good with everything else. So, like, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to the lightsaber duel, like, I think she's probably gonna lose most of the time against all these characters.
She's gonna just
Even
rely
pre-
on the other
Even
stuff.
pre-Vizsla.
She's just gonna rely on the. She's not gonna like. It's gonna be a last resource for her if she has no choice.
Yeah,
Not gonna be-
exactly. For now, for now. But
It's not- it's
I
not
think
coming.
that I think Pre-Vizsla has a good chance of beating her. For instance, like more experience with the with the dark saber in particular. He was a leader, you know, of
No, for sure. He's combat ready compared to her.
Leia.
I mean, it's a tough one. I mean,
We don't know. Like the Force, wow, like oh, she's a force to be reckoned with, no pun intended. But like
Probably
we saw her
there's
fighting against Luke, she did pretty well.
there's
Right?
always a bigger fish, I guess.
There's always a bigger fish, I think so, yeah.
Maybe bordering on there is no try just because of lack of information.
I guess, yeah. She's crazy force abilities though, but I don't know how
Sure.
much that helps her in the
fight,
you know, an
yeah.
actual lightsaber duel. We saw her fight Luke again, but was Luke going all out? Like, you know, all that. It's hard to say. What's wrong with Yord? Got a bad feeling about this. Let's be fair. There's no try. He's a Jedi Knight. He's pretty powerful. He's pretty strong. Just got, you know, he survived the longest against Khmer. Even if I don't like the character, he did survive, you know, quite long.
I just want.
It's a Sith
I
apprentice.
just don't want. You know, that performance was so garbage that honestly, I just want to put
What's
him like.
wrong with Yord?
Yeah, the garbage will do because that performance was literally garbage. But
Nah, yeah.
I could agree with
Duelist.
you. If duelist, he's probably there is no try. He's a.
Yeah, I don't think he's like, you know, trainee level, you know, which is basically what Sabine is, right? Like, yeah.
Oh, for sure. He's he's a competent, you know, fighter.
Asha. And I don't think we added May. Let's just rank them together. It's pretty comparable, right?
Basically, yeah.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Again, she's like a dark side trainee, right? Like, she didn't beat Soul. She just, you know, executed him while he was, you know, bleeding his heart out, right? Like, metaphorically, not literally.
I agree. Like, there's nothing like fighting wise. Like, it felt a lot
Maybe
like
a bit above Sabine, you know, maybe.
it felt
maybe.
very gimmicky and you know plot driven more than you know
And
actual
even
skill.
May, she was able to win, but you know, by using a gimmick, like by if you move, you know, this guy's gonna die. You know, if you don't save him, this guy's gonna die. Like, and she kind of fell for it like an idiot. Like,
No,
I don't
agree.
think she's much higher than Asha either. As for Soul, I don't know. I'm hesitating between there's always a bigger fish and impressive, most impressive. Because honestly, like,
Oh,
out of all the
Interesting.
fighters in the Acolyte, like, he was clearly he beat Kelnaka, he beat Khmer, he beat May, but that wasn't very difficult, right? Like, he was
I
clearly
mean, I
like,
think
toying
there's
with her.
always a bigger fish. Like if it's
Maybe,
between
yeah.
those two,
Maybe, yeah, there's always a bigger fish.
I don't think he's on the level of what's above there.
No, he was, but
He was strong,
Like, he was the
but-
most impressive in the show, right? And Khmer, we put him on the same tier, I guess, because I mean, he did kill all those.
He's clearly skilled and well trained.
I mean, Khmer, he uses cortosis as well, like, which has a great effect against lightsabers, and I mean, he's using more tools in his kit. He uses Trakata, Dark Eye, you know, he uses Juyo as well as his lightsaber form, and switches to. Seems like he was switching to Shien, right? Like when he was on the defensive. So he has a lot of tools in his toolkit. He's just, you know, when it comes to skill, I think that he's not there. You know, just because like that's where Saul was, right? A bit higher than him in terms of skill and precision, right?
I would agree to that. I think he's a very skilled fighter and he knows like how to fight. But at the end of the day, he has his own limitations based on, you know, other more experienced or more powerful, you know, force users that are there, or you know, just more experienced fighters.
Yeah, I mean, he's still using all these gimmicks to be able to manage to take out all those Jedis, you know. So
I
yeah.
mean, also when you're 1v like 9, I mean, maybe you should use a gimmick, you know. No.
yeah, for sure. But I mean, those most impressive, unlimited power. Generally, they could probably handle that. Maybe not kill everyone, but get away with their life. You know, like.
Oh, for
pretty,
sure.
Pretty easily.
No doubt in my mind.
Koon,
Oh,
Member of the Council, very powerful force abilities from what I remember. I don't know much about his lightsaber duels though. I don't like. It's probably mentioned somewhere in Legends or in some canon book or something. But given he's a Jedi Master, member of the Council, you know.
I think it's another.
Probably-
There's always a bigger fish.
Yeah, he's in the middle. Yeah, I don't know where else to put him for now.
I mean, it's that or impressive, most impressive, but there's just no. We don't have any. Like, I don't remember anything that comes to mind. And if anybody in the comments knows like his accomplishments on the battlefield, like specifically him,
Try
please
to
let
keep
us
it
know.
canon, because
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And we could move him up. Like, it just I couldn't recall anything.
And as for Cal, I think it's similar to Kimir in a way. Like, he uses a lot of gimmicks to like enhance, you know, and help
You
him
mean
out
the
in combat,
Joker?
like the gun. Huh?
You mean the Joker?
Yeah, the Joker, yeah. I played the Joker in Gotham, for those who don't know. Who was great as he has a lot of gimmicks. He has a double-bladed lightsaber that can split into two lightsabers. You know, like the blaster. You know, like he's all around. He does a lot of things, but I don't think he specializes in one domain, like, which makes him like. I don't think he's winning a duel against Obi-Wan or Luke or Anakin or Ben Kenobi. You know, like, or Rey probably. There's always a bigger fish. Unfortunately, that tier is getting cluttered.
Because there's always a bigger fish. That's why.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Ahsoka, impressive, most impressive. I think like.
Yeah.
I
think
that's
she's
where you
reached
put
that
her,
level. I think she's reached that level for sure.
Very skilled, and I think we put Baylan in the same tier, man. Like,
I
or
think
maybe a
based
bit
on the
higher.
show. No, I think based on the show, yeah, for sure, because he's clearly just one of
Really
those
skilled.
guys. I mean,
Agile, skilled, uses the Force really well.
well balanced
seems
in his approach.
Well balanced. Yeah, he's not like light or dark, a bit like Ahsoka, right? So that in essence does make them, you know, edge a bit more than the rest, right? Because they're, you know, kind of. I don't think that Ahsoka uses dark side abilities, but she isn't hindered by the like false morality of the Jedi. You know what I mean?
She was trained by like. She became what Anakin could have if there wasn't, you know, a greater plan for him.
Yeah, I think she's like I don't think she's as strong as Anakin was in Revenge of the Sith, but she's definitely very close. Much like Obi-Wan, like, you know what I mean? Like Obi-Wan,
She's
I don't think he's
probably
as
more
strong as
refined
Anakin,
than
but
he
he's
is.
more skilled, I think.
I think she's more refined.
Smarter.
I think he's just more powerful, just as a whole.
As for Shin, there's no try.
There's no try for me. Yeah,
There's no try.
just-
She's pretty skilled. I don't know, maybe under Kid Fisto or. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's okay.
Just just a
Malgus.
just a trainee.
Yeah.
Malgus.
Malgus, impressive, most impressive. Like, I think it's gotta be.
Bordering on unlimited power, huh? I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
bordering
lie.
on unlimited power, but it's hard to say. Again, most of what we've seen from Malgus is from the Old Republic. Very impressive in the Old Republic, very powerful. Like, he successfully took down the Coruscant Jedi Temple, right?
I mean, no,
infiltrated, but, you know, like,
that's some Palpatine level kind of stuff, you know. Though, I think unlimited power.
I don't know about unlimited power for him though. Maybe like Dooku's there. More powerful than Dooku.
Yeah, probably.
Probably, yeah, probably. But yeah, unlimited power.
Yeah,
let's
it's
go.
not because it's a different era that you
Malgus
can give
is
him his
dope,
props.
man.
You know? He's the Palpatine of his time, you know. So you take down the temple. No, it's more like
More
Vader.
of a Vader.
Yeah,
More
it's
of a
more of
Vader
a
than a
Vader.
Palpatine. But yeah, he's really powerful. Very, very strong in a lightsaber duel. I think he uses the Gem So too. Like, that's always a very powerful lightsaber for him to use. Yeah.
Very demanding.
I
too.
think. Yeah, I think Satil Shan the same.
I think it's
or
the same.
below. I think below because there's Revan too. Like, Revan goes in unlimited power for sure. Like,
I would put all three in there. I think that's, you know,
Yeah.
three prominent figure of the Old Republic. You know, I think you got to give respect to those, you know, because I think it's relatively the same as what we've seen there. Maybe, you know, maybe at the
Yeah.
end we'll go with the more.
I did
most
kind of
powerful.
scoff when I said he's not in the same tier as Dooku, you know, but Dooku is like, again, like with like Mace, like the king of lightsaber duels. Like, that would be an awesome fight, Mace versus Dooku.
No, for sure.
Awesome.
I would,
yeah,
I would
she's
put-
a really good lightsaber duelist from what I recall. Yeah. Okay, let's put her in unlimited power.
And same for Revan.
Especially which becomes Grandmaster. And yeah, Revan obviously. I don't think Windu can beat Revan, man.
I don't know,
is
but
both.
it's,
He's like light and dark,
tiers.
so
It's tiers anyway. Well, I mean, it depends on which, next one.
make people mad. Make people mad. There is no try.
I mean, based on what we saw, yeah, sure, probably very smart. I mean, no, come on, he's a Jedi.
On, guys.
He's a Jedi Master from the Council. Like, he probably isn't. There's no bigger...
I don't think it necessarily means that you're on the Council, that you're an insanely good lightsaber duelist. Like,
come on,
Ki-Adi-Mundi probably gets clapped by Anakin, you know, like, or adult Ahsoka, like.
I want to let everybody know that I disagree with this, but I will let you have it. But I disagree. I think he should be a tier above.
I'm fine with debating it. I'm not sure where to put him because we don't have any info, right? It's just that he's part of the Council. That could be just because he's very, intuitive with the Force, like Qui-Gon was, right?
Not for sure, but I mean, I think he was in charge of armies. He lasted during the war if he wasn't that good.
That's
he
true,
seemed to be fighting still on the front lines. Like, he didn't seem like the type of general that was staying in the back either. So
yeah, no, that's true. No, you're right. Okay, I'm done with that. Yeah, those are bigger fish. That's fine. All right, the two last characters are Mandalorians. Unfortunately, Din, I'm gonna put him in it. I've got a bad feeling about this. The only wins he has with the Darksaber are against, what's his name, Moff Gideon, who, I don't think he's necessarily that skilled with it. Like, he seemed okay, but no force abilities, no other gimmicks. He got his ass clapped by Mando, but Mando Din, he doesn't know how to use the Darksaber well. It's always too heavy. He loses in that fight against the other guy that's in the Vizsla clan. The only way he was able to win was to let go of the Darksaber, let him have it, and then like stab him with a knife, right? Like, so in a lightsaber duel against another like proficient duelist, like lightsaber duel, like he can use everything else, but he's got to use the lightsaber. I don't think he's winning against most of the characters.
I think it's like Finn, actually. I think he should be the garbage will do.
No, because he has he has other skills. He has the Beskar armor. Like he would destroy Finn. He would obliterate him. I think.
Okay, maybe.
I think Finn is on his own tier.
All right, poor Finn. Yeah. Got no friends. Maybe we'll see. Well, there is no try. I think so, yeah. Maybe a bit more like from what we've seen. Like, nah, I think she's comparable to Pre-Vizsla, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking. It's like it's the same kind of thing. Nothing crazy, but I think anybody above this would win consistently against her. For sure.
And for a random last one that we don't have in the images and practically no information about, let's put Tar Vizsla in unlimited power. The first Mandalorian, Jedi,
I mean, based on what we know about him, like, he could be that kind of level. Probably
that's
impressive.
Why he's on the tier list, because we got no info, but I'm thinking like he's a. And guys, like, let us know if you agree with us in the comments below on our tier list. If you don't, great, comment about it. We'll love to hear it. And yeah, also let us know where you would rank all these characters and where you would rank Tar Vizsla, right? If you even thought about it, all right? So yeah.
See you next time.
Peace out.